Hey everyone, it's Jacob Christensen here, and I'm just doing a little video about my drawings and stuff. So this is me currently drawing. I don't know what you'd call it, some kind of piece. Well, because I didn't really know what I was doing when I was drawing this. I was kind of just doodling, but I knew I wanted to do something with a lot of people, and I knew I wanted it to be on a street. I don't know why I started drawing cars because I really don't like drawing cars. However, I think this one's kind of interesting because I'm not really sure when I started which way was the front, and I don't know if you can tell that or not. But and now I'm adding on the top of this thing kind of a gun, which I'm trying to implement more armaments into everyday life in my art. So just like there are weapons everywhere, regardless whether they actually have any sort of function of whatsoever. Uh, I don't know. So it's just I like guns. I don't know why. Um, and so right now I'm working on some kind of like I don't know some kind of noodle store or some kind of outdoor restaurant style deal right there. I don't know. Saw it in Blade Runner and I was just like, oh yeah, I could do that. So yeah. So you got some guys on stool in there, and then a chef in there, or maybe a bartender or something. And then now I'm drawing the honoring for this place because I kind of wanted it to be like raining and stuff in the picture. Um, I'm gonna try and do some interesting lighting effects with uh, which I'm not gonna do in this video, but in the next continuation of this video where I'll try to do some lighting effects with the black lines and the outlines of things, which that's a technique that I actually tried on a whim once before, and it really clicked for me. And so I'll be happy to kind of excited to show you guys that in the next video. But and so now you see me, I'm just rounding out some of these characters here, just trying not so much to get the detail of them down of uh, who these characters actually are, but actually just what are these characters doing. And so these guys are just sitting down at this on the stools in this outdoors food place, just rounding out his head out there. So you might have noticed by now that all the characters are kind of super deformed in their own little fashion, which I've done some pictures of that style, although it's not my favorite style. But for this picture, because they're quick to draw, I decided to go with it because it means the proportions of like say like that door and the car and just everything in it doesn't have to be accurate, and I didn't have to measure anything out and work hard for any of it. But it was a choice. It was not. Don't think I did it for laziness because there's actually quite a bit of stuff in this picture. As I'm doing now, I'm just doing some kind of a security device on the door with a little computer monitor on it, and I'm trying to put more faces on computer monitors and see if I can like I'm trying to experiment with implementing into all of my art like as if all the technology actually like has AI in it, and like see I'm putting eyes on as many of eyes and faces on as many of the inanimate objects as I can to give them personality. Well, because that's something I find very fascinating when something that is meant to be inanimate has uh, attitude or style or gives the impression of actually being a living thing. But and right now I'm just adding some characters to the front to give a contrast to what's happening on the other side of the street. Regardless, because uh, they I just wanted to be the contrast like the depth. And when you draw characters not just in the background but also in the foreground, it really brings home just like okay, so that there's things happening near where the picture's taking place and also farther away. So it makes it so you feel like you're a little bit more closer in the action rather than just an outside observer. Even though most of my pictures, I usually go for being an outside observer into a situation because usually when you're drawing, like most of the things I draw is like comic art and stuff like that, which with that stuff you kind of don't want to be in the action, oddly enough, for the most part. I mean, sometimes you take a direction where it's just like, yeah, I want my reader to be right in there, but most of the time you want them to be an observer, just like you would in any action film, because you want them to see the actions. But in this particular case, it's just like I wanted to be immersed rather than convey. Um, so, which of course I'm right now I'm trying to fix this guy's mouth. Sometimes I can't decide on certain expressions on the faces, and then later on in the pictures I figured out, 3 or 4 characters, especially if there's 11 or 12 characters, like a big number like that. I'll notice several characters will have the same emotion, and then later on I'll change it because it's just like, okay, it just looks like that's not how people work, and they tend to express all sorts of things at a particular moment in time, and that's really what this picture is of is a moment in time, just like what's going on the street. So right now I'm just adding some more characteristic details of the characters, where the characters actually start becoming characters. So I'm just putting this guy's hair together right now, and yeah. Later on, and I'm gonna start making, like, implementing haskell's and horns onto people. But that's because I'm trying to implement more of my archetypes into my pictures, which has been really lacking of late. And so I'm just like, oh, you know what? I'll try to build more into my actual fictional world lore and things like that. Regardless, that typically when I implement that kind of stuff, I go for much more serious art style rather than the super deformed stuff. But um, again, I just made this picture on a whim, and I was kind of feeling it out rather than just like, it was more of a doodle than anything else. There was really no actual intention or planning prior to making this. So yeah, I was just feeling everything out, and like the characters and the hats and uh, just like the mood and everything like that. Is just like I was just feeling it out rather than actually having any kind of intention behind anything. So yeah, now I'm just fleshing out people's clothes. Put a little number on his back of his jacket there, just to say he's a fan of sports or something. I don't know. You can have a lot of numbers in there. And because I was working on numbers, I decided to go ahead and put a number 11 on the side of my cannon on my car for some weird reason. This person I was drawing and having them look down there, but eventually I figured out that they weren't really looking at anything, so I actually had to add a character later to imply they were actually like talking or interacting with a person down below. So you see me drawing a person down below there a little bit later. So putting a little spiky hair. I like spiky hair on most characters, male or female or anything like that. It's just like hairstyles. Like whenever I'm drawing or doodling anything like this, just creating new characters on the fly, I rarely ever reuse hairstyles that I've previously used on previous characters I've designed. I usually just make up brand new hairstyles on the fly. So here's this new character I'm adding down there to be interacting with the person up above in the window. Also, like the characters interacting with one another is one of the things that I think really is bringing this picture together, because usually, like my characters, when I draw them all by themselves to do like profile pictures and stuff like that, they don't interact with anyone. And then so I actually went out of my way to really practice just characters interacting with each other, and allowing them to be actually doing something like the two people in the foreground. One of them showing something on a tablet. The three guys in the little food place are interacting with each other, having a conversation or something. This character I'm working on right now, he is uh, uh, technical difficulties. So this character right here, he's just looking out of the window here from working on a little tablet he has. And I also decided to give this guy some heavy armor stuff for apparently no reason, but again, putting the little faces and screens on the little tech. So yeah, that was a bit of transition right there. And then see, I decided to give this guy some horns here because that's one of my archetypes I use. They're not like demons or anything like that, but it's just something I have in there. Later on, you can see that like they have very bright neon skin and hair and stuff like that, and it's just unlike these guys right here, these Haskells, they tend to, I don't know, they're a little bit difficult to express because of the way that their faces and bodies are all constructed. So I'm putting another one here in the car actually. So and see he's got different markings on his face. Because well, one of the things I really like to do is just have do a lot of things with like masks and stuff like that. And regardless that the Haskell characters aren't wearing masks on a regular basis, there's something from their culture that I designed in there when I was designing their culture. So yeah, which was fun, going out of my way, making a whole map and language and religion and politics for an entire race. Something I haven't really done for my horned people at this point, but maybe I'll put something together for them in the future. The only other picture I think I've really done of them is actually a picture of one proposing to the other with a little box with a ring in it and everything like that. See, that's going to be my neon sign, so a lot of the light in the scene is actually going to be coming from that thing. And that's where I'm going to be implementing a lot of my the lighting on the outlines and the black lines and stuff like that I was talking about earlier. However, it won't be actually reflecting on the guys underneath this canopy here because they're under the canopy, and there's actually going to be I'm going to try and get some light coming out from inside the diner, so they're going to be a little bit silhouetted in there. And then I'm also thinking about maybe making the headlights of this car shining on them as well. So that'll be an interesting challenge with just lighting. And I am going to be doing lighting and shadow in this picture because I don't always, most of the time actually, I like using just plain thick colors because I'm personally fond of it. But I've noticed that people really like it when I actually take the time to actually do the lighting and the shading and the shadowing and all that stuff. So that's something I'm going to actually do with this picture, and then I'm actually going to see if I can get my one of my friends to do like maybe some crazy effects rendering on this thing to actually make it so that the rainy weather and everything actually comes together really good. So we'll see if I can get that to work, but if I can't, then oh well. I think it will still be pretty good, but see, I never liked hubcaps, so yeah. A little lazy there. I'm not even gonna lie about that. But yeah, this is just me doing the black lines on everything. There's that eye on the side of the door there. Regardless, that I'm pretty sure that's not the actual eye. If the car was has an AI in it, I'm pretty sure that's not how it really views things in the world. But still, it's a little face to give the technology kind of attitude that I'm trying to do, where it's like the vehicles in this world are very antagonistic, or at least if not antagonistic, very violent in nature. Whoops. Yeah, had my little thing pop up there. That was not intentional. Adding a new layer just for my characters just now, so it makes it so I can adjust them and make sure they match my background later without having to worry about messing up my background, which is very useful. And then also, if I want to do a style of the picture, a version of the picture where I don't have the people in the scene, I could do that as well. I'm probably not going to post that on my DeviantArt page, but I might make it an exclusive for my Patreon. but because I'm trying to post all my alternative edited pictures on there as a special extra thing, because it's not something I normally do, but it's it's a little extra thing that I think people have liked whenever I've done it so far. When I do like I completely change like armor on a character I've done, or if I just completely change like the haircut and stuff like that, and it, I have fun making edits of my own pictures. So if anybody asked me, hey, could you do a different version of this character where they're wearing a tutu or whatever, I would not be opposed to doing that. Because again, it's just like doing alternate versions of things is something I really enjoy doing. And so that's actually one of the reasons I like designing, like, say, game characters or comic book characters or anything like that, because I get to present multiple versions of the same character. And if it's just like, oh, here's a character, and here's the same character in a post-apocalyptic um, world, or here's the character if they were 10 years older, or here's the same character if they lived in an underwater city, or any of that stuff. The possibilities of being endless is something I really enjoy, and just being an artist in general. So, and being able to be like, oh, hey, what if it was like this, or what if it was like that? It tends to be having a lot of fun with things like that. And so, yeah. So, finishing up this guy right now, just putting it all together. I really should just use the fill-in tool to fill in those eyes, but old habits die hard, and I've been drawing since I was 5 or 6, I would want to say, and so way before I was drawing on my tablet. So, but yeah, maybe next time I do one of these videos, I'm thinking I'll have a guest, so I'll actually have someone to talk to. So I don't know who I could get like that, but my next video will definitely be me coloring this in. But it took me just recording this video when I reached an hour and 20 minutes. It's sped up right now, so it won't be like that long. It should be a little bit over 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or something like that until the end of this video. But yeah, it is. When I was drawing this, I was thinking, oh, I'll just put music in the background of this, but then realizing that it's just like, I really want to connect to people who like my art much more. I thought, maybe if I talked over them while I was drawing, maybe you guys would just get a little picture of what my thought process is when I'm drawing of these, and a little bit of feedback as I do it, taking this second look and stuff like that. So, and please comment on this video if you have anything to say about my art, or if you like something or dislike something, or because one of the things that's great about being an artist is even if somebody gives you a critique, that's just someone pointing out an area in your art that you need to grow in. So don't be afraid of criticizing my art, because I'll take that as just, if nothing else, a challenge to do better or do different. And if you can think of something where it's just like, oh, this is something that I've never seen you draw before, go ahead and ask, because the worst thing that I could say to anybody, if you like, go ahead and make a request or whatever. If you can get a hold of me on my DA page, or even just commenting on this video. But because the fact of the matter is, if you ask me to draw something, the worst I could tell you is no. And if you don't ask me, I won't draw it. And if you do ask me, I might not draw it. But the fact of the matter is nobody knows unless somebody asks. So yeah, go ahead and comment down below, or go on my DA page. I'll put a link down there so you can link me on there. But or maybe I'll even put my email address down there so you can email me a message if you want to be much more private about it. But yeah, yeah. I really don't know what to say at this point. This picture is coming together as I getting those lines together and everything like that. Um, yeah. I'm noticing now that I didn't put anything on that tablet when I originally put the red line, and I'm curious now on how I decided what I decided on putting on there, because I don't remember specifically what I decided to put on that little tablet up there. What is he showing that guy? I'm curious. I'm very curious. Um, so yeah. Um, so just putting these horns on this guy, and I just realized now that the horn people their eyes are supposed to be oval, not round like that. I draw my humans with round eyes, and my Haskell's with. Actually, the Haskell's eyes aren't exactly the right shape either, but which makes me want to go back and change these things. But you know what? I don't think I will, because not necessarily out of laziness, but it's at the end of this video, the picture is practically half finished. It will just need lighting and coloring and effects and stuff like that. So, and it looks like he's showing him like some kind of square for sale or something like that. Huh. Looks like I'm having a little trouble there, but yeah. So this is me. I'm just finishing up this guy's face here with his eyes, and then I'll have to finish up his mouth. But yeah, this video is coming pretty close to a close, and I had a lot of fun drawing the picture, and I'd be really curious to what you guys think of the picture so far, and to give me feedback. And if it's as some people say, a lost cause, then go ahead and let me know, so I don't finish it. Because if this picture is not worth finishing, which it'll probably be finished by Wednesday this week, so nobody might comment on this by then, so you never know. I mean, I'm not a famous or popular artist by any means necessary, but yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing it, because I always like doing some of these more elaborate pictures. So okay, well, that's where the video ends, and I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'd like to ask that you guys give me feedback, because I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, and goodbye.